Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Earthen's Den. And I am so excited to be stepping onto this platform today because it seems like it's been a while since I've recorded something. Your girl has definitely been doing a lot of self-actualizing, a lot of healing. And it's been beautiful, it's been beautiful. And so I try to create, but I typically only create when I feel inspired to. So in today's episode, I kind of want to tell everybody to get out of the mirror. Yes, get out of the mirror. Stop looking at yourself. Stop criticizing yourself for your identity or your false identity rather than who you really are in your essence. I think that too often we are so focused on our self-image that we lose track of our souls. We're too often searching outside of ourselves for that validation. When in the end, we're all looking for fulfillment. We're all looking for a sense of identity, but we're looking for it in the wrong places. And so in today's episode, I just want to encourage everybody to stop looking in the mirror. If you can, spend some time just, helping others, or just spend some time doing what it is that you love, something that is very active. So for me, it's like painting, something that requires your full undivided attention, whether that's taking a walk in the park or, being something like me and my partner, we're getting ready to go play ping pong. Like it's just the little things, you know what I mean? Take the time to just kind of be still and just step outside of yourself for just a moment. You know what I mean? Let go of all of the false identities of who you think you are, right? Because we typically will tie ourselves to this past, or we'll typically tie our identity to the future and what we hope for and expectation. But as we know, God is so good that he always exceeds our expectations. And typically what it is that we're expecting or hoping for is it's not really in comparison to what is already destined and planned for us. And so just take the time to be a little bit more still, take the time to be a little bit more present, and just know that they're going to work out. Everything is working out for you. And take the time to really, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because it's going to give you a new perception about yourself, and about the way you see the world and how you're viewing situations. I feel like sometimes when we're stuck, it's because we're looking at things in the same way and we're looking at it from the same lens, right? The same perspective that we've always kind of given things. I was coming into my apartment today and I was like, man, it was like a new smell that I hadn't even smelled before, right? And I'm pretty sure it was like always there, but because I'm just like flying up the steps, ready to go do what I got to do, or you know what I mean? I don't really take time to like acknowledge that, man, like this is such a blessing. I love my space. And it's just those things right there. And so I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and he talked about how, dogs, they don't really, I'm sorry, it was not Wayne Dyer. It was actually Deepak Chopra. And he talked about how dogs, they don't have these, actually, no, it was totally Eckhart Tolle, I believe that's how you say his name. Anyways, man, you gotta love the spiritual teachers, right? But anyways, he talked about how dogs don't really have this superiority complex, right? They don't have like a sense of identity. And I was at the park today and all of these dogs were just running up to each other and they were just playing with one another. And it was the cutest thing ever. There was actually this one dog that had sunglasses. And I said, wow, who would have ever thought that dogs can wear sunglasses? But it was seriously the cutest thing. And I think it's that right there. It's those moments that are so teaching. I think that we can learn from other species. And this is obviously going to be for anybody who is seeking spiritual enlightenment. So definitely take it as you will. But yeah, just take the time to kind of just step back and be a little bit more present today. Get out the mirror, stop picking with your hair, stop picking with your face. You know what I mean? Just kind of step away from that because life is so much more than, what we make it out to be and what we perceive it to be. Especially when we can step out of our own identities, our insecurities, and, kind of just get away from our ego just for a little bit, and I say doing something that's active and engaging really helps with that. It helps us to be more present in the moment and just kind of just be in that moment. So yeah, if you can just, do that without, making a big thing about it, you know what I mean? But just actually taking the time to just be present, I think that will definitely help. And I hope everybody is doing well. Definitely been in the space of really overcoming a lot of things, a lot of things that were kind of like brought to me. I think that's a beautiful thing about relationships and even just taking the time to listen to myself. And I'm like, man, you know what I mean? I didn't even know, like, I'm still dealing with that, right? Or I'll listen to myself and I'm like, why am I being so negative about this? You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool to just be in a space where you are self-aware and you're listening to what it is that you're actually saying the reality that you're creating. And I think my biggest thing I've learned recently, if not today, with my ego has always been, I think everything is about me. I think everything is about me. I think that people are doing this. Oh, they just doing that because, they don't like me or that. And it's just, it's like a prison. You know what I mean? It really is, because at the end of the day, it's typically not about me, right? Everybody has their own movie that's playing in their head. Everybody has their own perceptions. And at the end of the day, I can't control how people, you know what I mean? I think that in regards to like how we make one another feel, I think that we have some sense of play in that, right? Because it's our actions that can kind of dictate that a little bit. But I just think overall, it's like, it's one of those things you just can't control that. Me and my partner were talking about that the other day. It's like, you can never really walk a mile in anybody's shoes. I think we can listen to one another and we can definitely relate. And we're not alone in our pain and in our suffering. But overall, it's like everybody experiences different mediums, and so it's just like just learning to be softer in that way, and just kind of just recognizing like, okay, yeah, no, this is not about me, and honestly, that right there is liberating, because that then doesn't add to my struggles with like perfectionism and, wanting to get it right. And, even just my own ego superiority complexes that I face on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So I think, just really taking the time to just kind of be still, and just kind of sit with yourself and just kind of be present in a sense of kindness and compassion, like our truest state. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I said, we're all out here looking for the same things, right? We all want love. We all want a sense of fulfillment in our lives. And most importantly, we want a sense of identity. We would like to know who we are. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? And so the journey is the same for everybody. It's just, I think it just looks different, right? In the stages and in the seasons. But at the end of the day, it's all the same, And so that's all I kind of wanted to go in here and share with everybody. I think sometimes we can just be so caught up in who we think we are, who we feel like we should be. And we really sit in a space of comfort with that, right? Because it's a space of knowing. It may not be true, but it's a space of knowing, right? And it's who we've always been, right? And even though we may be growing at a different level, we feel like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore, or, I'm not a 12th grader, right? At the end of the day, the paradigm is still the same. And so I think just being in a space of like openness to receive that, I definitely think like when it comes to spirituality, honestly, I think when it comes to anything in life, like you really have to be consistent. I stopped meditating for a few days and oh my God, was I off a rocker, honey. It just was like, and I noticed that grounding sense was like no longer with me. And it's crazy because the truth is that it really always is, right? But meditation was just a really nice space, right? That stillness was just such a great space for me to be in and kind of set the tone for my day, especially when I did it in the morning. But yeah, I wasn't doing it. And so I was like, yeah, man, things just got crazy. You know what I mean? Up here, like in my mind, and my ego is just like totally driving the show. And so today definitely had a nice meditation and I'm back. I'm back. I'm better than ever. Right? No, I'm totally kidding. It's totally continuous. But yeah, so I hope everybody's having a great day. And please get out of the mirror and go out and enjoy the day. Because that's pretty much the only thing you can do. Why, let's not, and when you think about control too, it's like, why do we want to control everything? You know what I mean? Like we really do need that balance between like predictability and unpredictability. So it's like, why do we seek to control everything? It's so ridiculous. Because what would life be if we always knew what was coming? You know what I mean? But I definitely think a change in mentality and like a little effort as far as like your vibration and your energy can definitely kind of like control, or let me not say control. It can kind of like bring forth favorable opportunities and favorable outcomes, right? You know what I mean? I think that's probably like the best way I could put that without saying control, because like I said, control is like annoying, right? And even still with control, it's like anytime we even try to control one another, it's like we rebel. So I feel like it's the same energy. So it's kind of a short podcast, but happy Tuesday. I hope everybody gets some tacos because I love tacos. And it's Tuesday, right? Yes, definitely Tuesday. Okay, you guys, I'm going to leave you guys with your thoughts.